Thank you for that live report. The latest now on a story that we first brought you yesterday. Migrant families coming into the Bay State now being housed at a hotel in Hadley.
Western Mass News reporter Daniel Santiago joins us live in studio after getting answers on the current situation. Daniel, can you put into perspective what's happening for us?
Chris, Abby, right now nearly 35 people are taking shelter at the Night Scene Hotel in Hadley. And now town personnel and state officials are trying to work quickly to assess the situation and offer help.
Everybody needs food, a place to live. Everybody needs dignity, and I think everybody needs love. And if the communities, the other residents can provide those things, I think that's all they need.
For Mary Lou Guinera, the executive director of Neighbors Helping Neighbors, the current migrant crisis impacting Massachusetts means keeping busy and working hard to offer help. Guinera and her team operate a food pantry inside the United Methodist Church in South Hadley, and they've been working nonstop for the past few days to help out their community like always, but also tend to the new migrant families that have arrived in Hadley.
It doesn't matter where they're from, they get food. And we'll also give them resources so they know where they can go on a regular basis. Because, people need to eat. And a body without food cannot work, learn, or play.
Hadley is now joining more than 90 communities across Massachusetts, offering emergency shelter to thousands of newly arriving migrants. And this comes days after Governor Maura Healey announced that state's emergency shelters are nearing full capacity. And by the end of October, the migrant crisis will turn only to management of those already in the shelter system. Western Mass News spoke to State Senator Jo Comerford about everything unfolding at the Night Scene Hotel. She tells us her main concern: finding proper management.
The number of providers that we are able to access, is dwindling because they are stretched in their own ability to staff sites.
She says that provider would help with food distribution, transportation, immigration paperwork, access to healthcare, work authorizations, access to education, and even English learning classes. But until one is found, Comerford says other options are available to help manage the situation.
So the state has activated the National Guard, and the Guard currently is staffing the nights in Hadley, although that will be changing. That has been work that's been actually ongoing over the last 24 hours.
The town of Hadley and its police department are also stepping up. Police Chief Mike Mason tells us in a statement in part, "We have a task force set up which includes all of our town departments to ensure that the families are getting the food, water, and other supplies that they need. The police department has set up a good communication stream with the National Guard to handle any issues which may arise at the site itself. But as of now, we have had no problems."
Senator Comerford also tells us that, like Governor Healey, she believes direct help needs to come from the federal government. And she's urging President Biden and Congress to act on drastic immigration reform plans to tackle the migrant crisis impacting Massachusetts and the entire country. Reporting live in studio, Daniel Santiago, Western Mass News.